Let's welcome the teams of Tampines, Cebu Football Club from the Philippines, and Tampines Rovers FC from Singapore.
To look at that starting 11 of theirs, it's the 4-4-2 as expected because we got to see them play in 2 qualifying playoff matches already. We'll head over to Tampines Rovers in a bit, of course. BG Tampines Rovers of Singapore will be officially kicking off their action here. They did not have to go through the qualifying playoff round and got a direct ticket to the group stage. Plenty of changes when you look at it actually when they played in their local game. And here, this crew of Akbar Nawas, or Coach Akbar Nawas, will look to get things going from the get-go. And they are playing with this interesting formation, a 4-1-4-1 or a 4-3-3. It's how you make it. And here's a look at the subs. We'll be changing up the complexion of the game as we carry on. Our respective team captains at the toss coin at the moment. It's important to start strong again here. These 2 teams were able to do so in their previous games respectively. Let's take a look at our match officials. Our referee is from Thailand, in Jumpaon Wiwat, and he is assisted by Noptruan Apichit of Thailand and Nguyen Trung Viet of Vietnam. Our 4th official is Levu Lee from Vietnam. We'll also take a look at our officials for VAR, and we do see that Putom Sivakon is our 1st video assistant referee, and Petri Mongkolchai is our 2nd video assistant referee. Our match commissioner is Vo Hui Te of Vietnam, and Mat Daud Sabri Bin of Malaysia is our referee assessor. Tampines in their iconic yellow and black uniforms, and Cebu will be in their red. We are coming to you from the Rizal Memorial Stadium under the bright lights of Manila once more. With this, of course, it's the group stage taking place. We do see the staff, of course, of Coach Tomasito Glenn Ramos. They're getting ready for this one. And just going back, of course, we are at the group stage, so the name of the game is to finish in the top 2 in hopes of advancing to the knockout stages, wherein we will have the semifinals and the finals. It's important to start the first game strong again because you do want to get that momentum going over the course of the season. And Cebu did have to weather that qualifying playoff round, as we've mentioned, and did get to bag a result versus Kasuka FC of Brunei Darussalam. That was a 4-2 aggregate win, as we got to see Coach Akbar Nawas. And Coach Akbar and his crew are coming up that big win, an upset win over Lion City Sailors. It was that result definitely made waves online. Lion City Sailors, a powerhouse, of course, in Singapore. And it's time to kick off our match now. Tampines Rovers, the Stags will kick, or Tampines Rovers, the Stags will be starting, of course, in the defense, and it will be kicked off by the Gentle Giants. Amirul. So it's Cebu, the Gentle Giants in the roll red. As we mentioned earlier, they are playing from left to right. They kicked off this game. Tampines Rovers FC, the Stags, as we've said, are in their yellow and black. A bit of the shirt pulling there. Cebu starting this one strong with energy on the wing. As we say that, Tampines get a stop, but they are in the midfield. Gadia negotiating traffic. Trying to get the switch here. This was taken low, but it was wide. And the veteran keeper, Shazwan, let's see, it was already off target from the get-go. He did not play in that last game when we talk about Shazwan, but we do see that he is good to go. Play is resumed now. It's that 4-3-3 for the Stags. And it's at 4-4-2 for the Gentle Giants. The Stags trying to bring it down to right now. I'm so glad you could join us on this fine evening. We did have some rains earlier right before the warm-ups of the players. This match being played on artificial turf. Singaporean teams and Filipino teams, no stranger to this type of surface. They hit it now to the left. Joel. Played long by Shuya. Fantastic control here. Slips past the keeper and in. Just like that. Drilled it. A dream start again for Tampines Rovers. Just like how they started that last game. And we were just going to talk about it actually. And they are carrying on that fine form from the previous game. From their season opener, you could say, in the local stage. Take a look at this one. There's that long ball over the top and then fantastic control on the right. And Taufik did get to blast it. But all of a sudden, you see that it was turned in. Hide. Fantastic stuff from him. Fantastic control. Great chemistry between them. Just going to wait the signal for our referee. I think we are also double checking things with our VAR officials. VAR is implemented again in this tournament. They are just double checking things. Let's recall in the last game of Cebu, there was that goal that was initially there was that goal, and the referee initially said that there was offside or a foul. That call was overturned, and that resulted to the initial goal of the game. That just allowed the Gentle Giants to control that one from the get-go. Well, now it's an early goal for Tampines Rovers, and we are just confirming things. And with what we were talking about, they won the Community Shield after upsetting rivals Lion City Sailors 4-1. And Trent came away with a brace, while Koya and Hide did bag a goal each. And that was the first game of Coach Akbar. And it is the second game now of Coach Akbar Nawas. And it's a potential dream start again Well, let's do note this is not the first time that Coach Akbar is handling the Stags. He did handle them, of course, or handle this team in the last decade, about 9 years ago to be precise. And an interesting fun fact, as we have Coach Akbar now as pictured, he did actually handle a Filipino team also in Global FC back in the day. He was a technical consultant and then was brought up to the head coach role and had bagged international experience with that very team. But the uncertainty in the air carries on. Our referee, of course, just awaiting things again from his video assistant referees. We did get to introduce them also earlier. Here is the skipper, of course, for the Rovers in Shazwan. He's good to go again. There were a great number of changes made, though, from that last game of theirs in the Community Shield. 5 players were changed from that starting lineup. As is the case for Cebu FC. They made 3 changes to that starting lineup as compared to that game versus Kasuka FC of Brunei Darussalam. The three changes made from the starting 11 in that last game. Brian Villanueva's in along with Victor Luis and Rami Jaridi. Jesse Samblante was the goalkeeper in their last 2 games. Was just on the bench for Rami Jaridi. So that goal was double checked and good to go. That is why we are resuming things. What a start, just like that. Kami's got this over to Ladell. Ladell getting it to his U23 teammate. Now it's with Abusi. This one came off a defender. It will be a corner kick. And Cebu FC really have the knack for being able to pick up corners here and there. They did get to score a goal actually versus Kasuka off a corner kick. That was their Achilles heel, though. That's what actually troubled them in the first leg of that qualifying playoff. And the reason why that was trouble is because they were not able to turn these corners and set pieces into a goal. And with the Stags, again, they can just control this game. That's what they did last time around. Too much physicality here. That is why the visitors will get this one back. There's a great number of Japanese players actually in this squad of Tampines Rovers. There's the likes of Shuya, Sega, Hide, and Takashi. There's also the Thai influence, you could say, because Tampines Rovers do have that partnership actually with Thai club PG Patum, or actually their group mates. There's that collaboration. We take a look at the Group A field actually. There's Buriram in Patum of Thailand. There's Selangor of Malaysia, Kong An Hanoi of Vietnam. To add to our 2 teams who are playing right here on the pitch. As this long ball was played and no good. Takeshi seems to send his apologies there. Throw-in was taken, brought to the middle. I was about to say it was secured already by the Stags, but they gave it to the Gentle Giants. Fatih now on the left, the Tajikistani. Had some space to operate, cutting inside. Thought about it for a moment. Victor Luis hits the ground. Luis getting the start now. This is the first meeting again between Cebu and Tampines. And both squads have international experience already. Amirul, plays captain in Korsabi. Gadia was also there to provide support. An expensive wake-up call here for the Gentle Giants. Trailing 1-0 at the moment. But they are showing signs of promise because of these corner kicks. Now it's about quality possession with Tampines Rovers. Let's see how they'll be able to dictate things from the get-go or retake that momentum. Carried on there. Fati did well to get it to his teammate. We'll switch it up now. Paulos. Oh, it was no good. They'll yield it now here. Shazwan will just take his time. And Paulos pictured again. He did give that opener in that second leg of the Gentle Giants in that qualifying playoff game, or in that qualifying playoff round. Cebu had to play extra games again to make it to the group stage of the Shopee Cup itself. Confident there from the keeper. He had to clear this one. Abusi, the man from Senegal, Brian Villanueva. Being calm with the ball. And then Liddell will slide it over to the other side. Center backs now exchanging touches. Trying to play Corsami here. That's Roberto Corsami Jr., or call him Papu, as they say. But so far the attack of the Gentle Giants being contained here by the Stags. A great number of players of Tampines Rovers do have, or Tampines Rovers players do have national team experience. Singapore, as we know, a country with a small population, but are able to just pounce, or you could say deliver a quality performance in the national team stage. Don't be surprised about their performances too in the club stage, as we've seen over the years. But with Cebu FC, the Gentle Giants do have a number of U23 players from the Philippines, past and present. Come here now from the back line. And talking about the U23 players of the Philippines who are with the Gentle Giants, the likes of Amirul, Villanueva, and Liddell did get to play in that ASEAN U23 Mantiri Cup. The Philippines finishing in 4th place. Shuya getting it wide. Joel. Fox having to chase this one down though. After the Gentle Giants got some possession in the attacking third, it is Tampines now controlling things, building up from the back and then opting to play this one long. Flag stays down. It's a foot race again, but there's a superb save by the keeper. That one is at the near post. Fire still alive here. Off of Liddell. And Amirul, his U23 teammate, clears this one. Fox just says, I'll get this one back into the mix. Villanueva trying to chase it down. The Heater gets it on the wing. And there's a foul here versus Fati. Not happy with that. Had a brief word with the linesman. Composure will be the key here for the two teams. For Cebu, composure, because they do trail early on already. But for Tampines, composure, because they do want to hold control of the game from start to finish. If there's something that they could improve on, they could opt to go for the clean sheet, given that they did concede in that previous game of theirs again. But in the press conference, Coach Akbar did say that it's perfect that you're moving on to the Shopee Cup after that strong performance on the local level, because they do have momentum, they do have confidence. They tried to send this one to the right, but just slightly off and overplayed for Taufik. Taufik, number 10 in the all-time list for goals scored for the Stags. He certified himself as a club legend already. As we shift, we got to see the keeper of Cebu, in Rami Jaridi, who is from Tunisia. Jaridi a former international for his country with 17 plus caps. He is at the prime age of 40 already. But not the dream start again for him. Throw-in was taken quickly. They're going to cycle this one at the back. Out wide now, Yoshimoto. Into the danger area. Liddell did get that area covered already. Now played out short. But you do see the press here. Coach Glenn Ramos looks on. Coach Glenn Ramos will figure, or is figuring in the chess match with Coach Akbar Nawas. With Coach Akbar, we did mention he is Singaporean. Coach Glenn, also a local coach who is Filipino. He's worked his way up the grassroots level. Let's not forget that 7 foreign players are allowed in the pitch. There's that slight tweak compared to the rules from last year. It's extra flexibility for our teams and coaches. Gadya getting it to Fati. Fati trying to slither inside. He's facing the opposition of Amirul. And Luis gets this one back now. Crowd cheering them on. And there's Amirul Adli for Tampines Rovers, and then there's Kaja Amirul for Dynamic Herb Cebu. Both players are actually playing right back. Was this touch too heavy? And it is confirmed here from our linesman. And no good for Cebu FC and company. And Paulos Esrom was trying to bring that through, of course. The intention was definitely there. You see the confidence of Shazwan, not just in himself, but also with his back line. There's 8 acres of space now here to move up. Playing it out to the right. This one poked away well by the defense. Abu C getting it to his captain. Did enough to control that one. And Korsame getting beaten by Yoshimoto. Now you could feel that momentum or that tension building up between the two teams. Not just tension, but also the intensity. Fox got this to Shuya. Slow things down a bit. Given the probing run, he definitely saw that opportunity to get it to Joel, who plays this one through. Now, a bit of that shoving between Hide and Kajamirul. And our referee says that it'll be a corner kick here. Minutes done and dusted already. Expect some time added on, given that we had that VAR check for our goal earlier. Hide again, the goal scorer. And there you go, it's another goal. Speaking of goal scorers, welcome a new member to the Goal Scorers Club for the Tampines Rovers this evening at the Rizal Memorial Stadium in Manila. The dreams start again, as we've said. The momentum carrying on from that last game, from winning the Community Shield also back home. And that we credit that goal to Fox, as we see. A spectacular delivery as he just towered above the defense. Defense caught napping. Fark's getting it. He's enjoying it. The Aussie getting one on the board. And the Gentle Giants had to fish that ball out of their net once more. Over to Luis. Luis, who is from Brazil, Villanueva. Liddell. Just exchanging touches at the moment. Do remember again that the Shopee Cup features ASEAN's top clubs. And from not escaping, but advancing from the qualifying playoff, Cebu have to up their game now. Tampines Rovers giving them a difficult welcome or initiation, you could say. But as we say that, of course, the Stags do have international experience. They did not take part in this competition last year. It was the Lion City Sailors who were the representatives of Singapore. This club more established, of course. Cebu only being founded about 5 years ago. But here comes Liddell. There was the slide. No call from the referee. That appeared to be clean. This cross was denied. Paulos Esrom trying to start those engines quickly. But it will be a corner again for them, though. Do remember, of course, Buriram United are the Shopee Cup 2024-25 champions. They have a target on their back. Kong An Hanoi, on the other hand, the Shopee Cup 24-25 runners-up. Speaking of targets, the Gentle Giants hit the bullseye this time around. It's the ever-reliable Abu C. Abu C, the Senegalese, a reliable man. They needed here, or they needed that one badly. But another quality corner right here from Paulos Esrom. And we are only in the early stages of this game, but we've seen 3 goals already. No clean sheet here for either team. But if you look at it, the perspective of Tampines, they were in the lead 2-0, and they just allowed one to get by. For Cebu, they are trying to just recover from that tough start. Yes, they let in 2 goals in the early stages. But just like that, the Gentle Giants are back in the game. The Stags here being compact. And how will the Gentle Giants deal or break down that defense? Amirul to Kamis. Kamis also Australian, just like Paulos Esrom. Confirmation of our scores on the screen again. Speaking of Esrom, he's trying to play Fati. But they hit it to the skipper now in a tight spot. We see that confidence again. And with that confidence and technical ability to bring the ball out of danger, they carve opportunities just like these. Fantastic run. Takeshi got that ball. It did come off of Liddell. But as it came off of Liddell, the Stags tried to pounce. But it didn't go the way. It didn't go their way. Taufik is being one of those danger men on the wing, as we've seen over the course of this game. 24 minutes done and dusted. 3 goals already in this contest. Quality football here between our teams. After all, this is ASEAN's Premier Club Championship. Cebu did book a seat here to play in the Shopee Cup after winning in the qualifying playoffs. But to make it to the qualifying playoffs, they had to win in their local competition, the PFL Final Series, which was like a Super Cup. As it's with Gadia, he's gonna up to go for the shot. Do you say home run there with the way that just skied? But Gadia was challenged to shoot, and he went for it. You miss the shots you don't take, as they say. Take a look at our stats, of course. Possession, goals, everything listed going the way of the Stags. Fox. Intercepted quickly by Luis. Fati, the young winger, getting it to Abusi, the goal scorer. Well, the reaction from the crowd there in frustration as it's given up. Well, both squads have already been able to experience the highs and the lows after just 25 minutes. This one looking shaky though from Tampines as Amirul headed it to the middle. Bit of that pushing and shoving. Gadia taking on Joel. And Kamis had to send that one because Hide was trying to make a run for it. Here's a looping ball as he tried to go for Korsame, but Takeshi Yoshimoto sent it to the side. Esrom. That took a touch earlier right before that clearance. Amirul doing well to control. The Gentle Giants going to reset. It's been my turn, your turn here. The Gentle Giants now with momentum. Earlier, Tampines got to dictate the game, not just with their early goal, but also with how they got to build up from the back. Liddell hit it to Fati. Tafik was there and he forced Cebu to play this one to their defense. Amirul. There was the run also from Gadia, but Gadia was definitely covered by Shah. Fatih Kudoy Dodzoda got the return ball. Not much space though because the defense was there, but launches across. Stopped well by Takeshi. They'll give up the throw-in. Earlier we did get to mention how Cebu booked a ticket to play in the Shopee Cup with Tampines Rovers. The first Gadia gets this to Esrom, shoots, but he's denied by the keeper. Now let's remember, Shazwan did win his first trophy back in the day with a dislocated finger. That was in the Singapore Cup about 6 years ago. Going back with Tampines Rovers, how did they seal their ticket here? Essentially, as the #2 team in the Singaporean League, they were given the right to play here with the big boys of ASEAN. Lion City, the rivals, winning the cup and the league. That extra ticket, as this was easily saved once more by the keeper, and Fatih could not get it. Talking about that second ticket, of course, Lion City winning the cup and the league. It was the second best team who was awarded that spot to play overseas. If you want to be harsh, they were the best loser last season. But Tampines looking rejuvenated, not just with their new coach, and Coach Akbar Nawas, who is in his second tenure with the team, but this squad of theirs looking very retooled, as is the case actually for Cebu FC. Here's that ball, the intention from Fox to split the defense. The goal scorer gifting possession back. You could see the frustration from him actually, right after he launched that one. Victor Luis. You do see the Stags just settling down in this block in the midfield, inviting some pressure. Gadia dropped down. They tried to lock him down though. Amirul defeating the man on his side in Takeshi. But there was not Sega, but Shah to the rescue. Well, last touch was confirmed here. It is against the redshirt Cebu. Both sides again familiar with artificial turf. You see some Filipino teams, of course, pounce on their familiarity with this type of surface as opposed to natural grass. Not the case when you're playing a Singaporean team, of course. Here comes Shah, 30+ national team caps. One of those engines in the middle. Back now with Shuya. Saifullah Akbar and company were cautious there, so they're not afraid to knock it to the back. Almost half an hour done and dusted already in this game. Goals again were courtesy of Hida and Fox for Tampines Rovers of Singapore. Well, Abu C did get to drill one in for the Gentle Giants. It was a 2-0 lead earlier for the team in yellow and black. Now it's 2-1. Liddell trying to play this one, but to no man's land. And it's Shazwan again. It's that patient game now, where you do see Takeshi going for it on the left wing, but the center backs did not see him. They may try to roll the dice again with him here. Takeshi had to play it back. Esrom was in the way. Fox gave it back to the Japanese fullback. Joel. They thought about switching. It's with Shah. Takeshi looking for options. He asked him on the side, or in the middle rather. Well, opted to just dribble through, that's why he gifted possession away. Things getting physical between Fatih and Taufik. And it's extending now. Or it's going a bit beyond the game. Words being exchanged, the two getting warnings. And when we say that was going beyond the game, it was getting a little bit extra. Getting overly physical. And a little exchange of words there between the two. Luis, a hit from behind, wins a free kick from the midfield. Saifullah judged with the foul. And Saifullah Akbar has to have that tough task of playing in the midfield. Now here was that incident earlier that we were talking about. Taufik and Fatih going at it. Fatih was just way back and then went up to him, gave a bit of the bump, and this is what happened right after. And the trend continues, of course, intensity growing over the course of this game. Not just because of the goals, but also because of the physicality. As it was dummied and Esrom sent it in. Saifullah, but he's 1-on-4 and just gets hit by a steamroller in Daniel Gadia. Gadia also a passionate and fiery player, and he gets booked with a yellow. We've seen a card already given in this game, or cards. And come to think of it, it's only match day number 1 here in the Shopee Cup. Just expect action to get better and better not just over the course of this game, but also over the course of the tournament. Off of Kamis for Same. Had some space. Defense got to recover already, but got a bit of a head start. Korsame to Amirul. What about the early cross? Over to Victor Luis. Slipping past. Looking for options. Opted to take it. Cross it. He couldn't reach the legs of Kadia and Abusi. And it will be that patient game again now from the Stags. See that hole in the midfield. 10 minutes and change remaining here until injury time in the first half. 3 goals already. 2 of those going the way of Tampines Rovers of Singapore. Hide and Fox again with a goal each, and it was Abu C who got a bag of goal for Cebu. Just a 2-0 lead earlier for Tampines, so let's not forget. The Gentle Giants showing some fighting spirit, and they're being driven on by the crowd. Numbers showing up right here, the Rizal Memorial Stadium in Manila. We are aware it's a local holiday tomorrow in the Philippines, so fans coming up, of course, in promising numbers. That was clever. That's just with Joel now. Amirul getting this back. Sega returned it. There's that Japanese influence again here in this team also. Takeshi. Interesting again with Tampines, because they did make 5 changes to their starting 11 as compared to their previous game, which was played at the local level. This squad is just in tune, in sync, with all these new pieces here and there. Also a very stacked one. We did mention what Coach Akbar Nawas, we did mention earlier what Coach Akbar Nawas said at the press conference. He said it was perfect. They bagged that result because they are carrying on the momentum to this stage. You want to perform well, of course. Much more up for grabs, given that this is ASEAN's Premier Club Championship. Ezrom got his pocket picked. But with Cebu, it's going to be that team effort, that chemistry, as their head coach Glenn Ramos did say. As this ball came off of Kamis. Gadia couldn't get it though. That's why it's an opportunity to recycle for the Stags, as Amirul came up with that stop. Home crowd applauding that one. That could just give extra energy to Cebu FC, the home side. The Gentle Giants, as they are called, are playing in Manila, despite of them being based in Cebu. Sharp playing this one back. Now it's Cebu inviting some pressure. And Takeshi. Joel went out wide, given that Takeshi went inside. Moshad just with the return ball. He wanted better there. He wanted Saifula to come up with something on the offensive end, as there was too much speed behind that tackle of Liddell. With that, of course, a clear foul given up. And it's a free kick from a prime area. Now this opportunity pretty much just given away by the Gentle Giants to the Stags. Not so gentle from the Gentle Giants there. Let's see how this one will be set up, of course. They're in the 39th minute already and are nearing additional time in the first half. So glad you could join us again on this Wednesday evening. Let's remember again that we have 6 teams in Group A, but only the top 2 will advance to the knockout stage. The top 2 will advance to the semifinals, to be precise. Teams will get to play each other once again. Other than this being a single round robin, the teams will also get their fair share of opportunities to play at home and away. Should we have any tiebreakers, that will be determined via head-to-head. If 2 teams will be tied, essentially, it will be winner over the other. That's how you break a tie. A shot takes it, but denied by the keeper. Jaridi getting warmed up after that difficult start. A former Tunisia international punching that one out. But they still have this corner to deal with. And the time continues to tick here. The Stags continuing to pile up pressure. Abuiwari, the gentle giants, may get an opportunity to pounce in the counter should they get the stop. We thought there was going to be an in-swinger. We were all faked. But there was a fall also from Fox inside the goalkeeper box, just outside that 6-yard box, actually. He wanted a foul, but it is still going to stay with the team in yellow and black. Before we resume this, of course, we just awaited the signal for our referee. Trying to play forward here, no avail though. But it's still on the side. This constant pressure with Tampines Rovers holding the ball in the attacking third could possibly cause the Cebu defense to crack or break down. Fati, fantastic control from Abusi. They do have his number now, especially with that goal. Fati just storming into the midfield despite of him being in the back earlier. Gadya providing that option. It was Esram who gave that return ball, or gave it back to the winger. Here's Fati with a cross. Well, Gadya taking it. But we saw this off target. He was in a tough position already. But he wanted to go for the one touch. With BG Tampines Rovers finishing 2nd place in last year's league competition. They did get a whopping plus 47 goal difference after scoring 84 goals and conceding 37. With Shah now. Just clockwork from the Stags in staying calm despite of that Cebu press. What if that Cebu press works well? They win the ball in a golden area. Speaking of golden areas, the Stags did get it here through Hide, and he gave the thumbs up. Well, he was just stopped by the defense. Tampines would like to at least keep things as status quo heading into the dugout. But for Cebu, sneaking in a goal could work wonders for them. We did mention the local form or record of Tampines. Let's get over to Cebu. Cebu did finish 4th after racking up 31 points in 18 games. That 4th place finish was enough for Cebu to advance to the final series. The Gentle Giants, the lowest ranked team in that aforementioned competition, but did win it all. That's how they booked their ticket here in the Shopee Cup. But there was some extra work. Cebu FC had to go through the qualifying playoff wherein they defeated Kasuka FC of Brunei Darussalam 4-2. They sure extracted every ounce of home field advantage as C flicked it to Kajamirul. Here comes the cross. They tried to go for the back post. Victor Luis trying to clean up. We thought he was beaten though. Well, here comes Brian Villanueva. Often the player who'd inject energy for Cebu, but he gets the nod. Bit of the shirt pulling and arms swinging. Cebu getting their back line past the half line. That could leave them exposed on the offside, but you do see their attacking opportunity or their attacking intent. Amirul just bumping into Takeshi. And then it's a corner one again by the Gentle Giants. Paulo Estrom with a goal again in the last game of theirs. Estrom did help set up that play earlier. Will it be a repeat? Not the case here. And the Stags getting the stop. We are on to additional time already. And Shrazwan Buhari, to no surprise, just seeing that gap on the right side. That's how the Stags find themselves in the midfield. 4 minutes of additional time, as we did get to hear also from our venue announcer, and as we are confirming on the screens. Fox getting this one back. Fox, of course, from Australia, as we know. Some Australian players on the pitch, along with Japanese players. Cebu also having a good number of Japanese players. It's a bit surprising that none of them are in the starting 11. But after all, this is a retooled squad. The time continues to tick here. The Stags have that luxury of playing a little bit safe and managing this game. Keeping things status quo would work for them at the least, as we mentioned earlier. Shad just gave that ball over to the right. Fantastic find from him, but the defense did get to recover. Amirul trying to get this to the other side of the defense. Not to Takeshi, his fellow fullback, but it was to Fox. That ball was given away. It was read by Abu C, the workhorse. C getting beaten. Hire hit it to the right. They wanted to thread the needle. Things not working out here though. And Taufik just played it to no man's land. You do see Cebu finding this gap on the right. That's why they bring it up quickly with Amirul and Korsame. Coach Akbar applauding that one. Possession will go their way. This defense able to do the job. About a minute remaining in additional time in the first half. It's Group A action in the Shopee Cup. You could also argue both squads are already dialed in. They got to play some games at the least right before this one. Cebu playing 2 games already. That was in the qualifying playoff round. But here's Korsame. He tried to force that error from Fox. With Tampines on the other hand, they did get to play 1 game already in the local level. For Cebu, thanks to their 2 games, you could raise this, of course. Are they more dialed in? Do they have more chemistry? Or do they have a little bit of that wear and tear? There are changes in the starting 11 of theirs. But there's always that next man up mentality when it comes to football. The hustle from Korsame getting to stop. Esrom bringing it up. No numbers to support. 3 Stags chasing him down. He's still here, trying to test the keeper, but this ball just swerved wide of the back post. Just like that, the final play of the first half in what has been a high octane affair on this Wednesday evening at the Rizal Memorial Stadium in Manila. 2-1. The visitors, Tampines Rovers, lead at the moment. The dynamic Cebu of the Philippines, the gentle Giants, bagging a goal, and they get themselves within striking distance. Both squads will head over to their respective locker rooms, and we'll take this break, of course. And we have confirmation of our score again. Tampines Rovers FC leads Cebu FC 2-1.
Hey new users, get up to 99% off plus free shipping on Shopee. Like the new user exclusive banner and claim their vouchers. Wow! I was so what are you waiting for? Download Shopee. There's seriously something new going on. You look like you're ready to forge your own way and accelerate your newfound confidence. To demand attention. As you push the limits of what you can reach, there's nothing more thrilling than knowing nothing can stop you. Be unstoppable. The work triggers. There's no feeling like finally achieving your life's goals, building your family's dreams, getting your first car, starting your own business, or even traveling the world with your loved ones. These are milestones for you to celebrate and cherish.
That's why you should insure your properties and assets. Through PPI MS Express Protect, keep on winning in life. Protect your goals with PPI MS.
Kung talaga naman, buti na lang kami lumabas dahil may free shipping araw-araw sa Shopee. I can buy everything I need kahit dito lang ako sa bahay. Very easy to check out, kaya download Shopee now.
Hey new users, get up to 99% off plus free shipping on Shopee. Click the new user exclusive banner and claim your voucher.
Wow!
Ayos! Sulit!
What are you waiting for?
Download Shopee now.
Are you ready? Join the game as halftime break and score points with halftime shop shake. Just open Shopee app, go to Shopee prices. Click halftime shop shake. And shake as hard as you can to win Shopee points. What are you waiting for? Download Shopee now. Hit the goal when you play Shopee Shake. Join us this halftime Shopee Shake. Open Shopee app. Click on the Shopee prizes icon. Click halftime Shopee Shake. Tap start and shake as hard as you can for a chance to win more coins. What are you waiting for? Download Shopee now. Are you ready? Join the game this halftime break and score coins with halftime Shop Shake. Just open the Shopee app, go to Shopee prices. Click halftime Shopee Shake and shake as hard as you can to win Shopee coins. What are you waiting for? Download Shopee now.
Good evening, Shopee fam! To all watching in the stadium right now, better make some noise. Shout out to you guys for watching, supporting our Philippine team, the dynamic Cebu FC. You better listen carefully, Shopee fam, because later on we will be having the Shopee Shake. Well, this is very easy. All you have to do is click the special Shopee Shake icon located on the upper right corner of your screen because we have up to 200,000 Shopee coins. You can also use those coins if you purchase items from Shopee Mall. Yes, siguradong mura sa Shopee Mall with the lowest price guaranteed on some of your favorite brands. If you check some of the items that has the lowest price guaranteed, of course, this is sure cheaper versus any other platforms. If you find that same product in another platform at a cheaper price, don't worry. You can file a claim form available within the product page to us to review. Successful claims will be given Shopee coins for free. Siguradong murang deals talaga. So make it a habit to check out the best brands or even big purchases from Shopee Mall because it's 100% authentic items, even cheaper prices with stackable vouchers. Siguradong murang deals dahil sigurado ka sa Shopee Mall. So Shopee fam, are you ready for the Shopee Shake? Prepare your phones and win up to 200,000 Shopee points. But before that, let's all watch this.
It's time to play halftime Shopee Shake. Open Shopee app and go to Shopee prices. Click halftime Shopee Shake and tap start. Shake for 10 seconds for a chance to win more coins. Download Shopee now.
This is Shopee how many coins did you get? Well, you can share it on all your social media accounts and make sure to tag us at ShoppyPH.
Clap along if you feel like that's what you want.
It's on to the second half right here in your ASEAN Club Championship Shopee Cup action. It's Group A teams again here squaring off. Picture, we've got Tampines Rovers FC of Singapore. And there on the other hand, we have the home side in dynamic Herb Cebu FC of the Philippines. Cebu in their all red, Tampines, as we mentioned earlier, in their yellow and black. A big thank you for joining us again and this evening. It's a 2-1 lead, a precarious one, a close one, with Tampines leading the way, but Dynamic Herb Cebu or Cebu FC are continuing to stay close. It was a 2-0 game earlier after that strong start from the Stags, but Cebu managed to get one in. But it's Tampines leading the way with Cebu playing catch-up. But both teams have been able to carve their fair share of opportunities. Here's Rami Jaridi, the veteran keeper of Cebu. He looked to bounce back also. It's his first appearance for the club. But we are underway now. It is the ASEAN Club Championship Shopee Cup again. Tampines playing from left to right in yellow and black. Cebu behind the ball and they're all red. They opt for the kick and run now. This is looking good here. They shoot, but the keeper with the save. Another strong start to this second half. Plenty of action in the first, and things just carrying on from the get-go into second. Will both teams be able to keep this up or all the way up to the end stages of this game? We will find out. Fatigue could prove to be a challenge, as we say and as we know. Villanueva. Liddell. No changes from our two teams here, coming out of their respective halftime huddles. It's that chess match again between Coach Glenn Ramos and Coach Akbar Nawas. Now it's Cebu matching that patience of Tampines. The C played this one. Fatty with space to operate on the left. Tried to take it, came off the defender. Shazwan read that one well. It was off of Shuya. Kudoito Zoda with youth national team experience with Tajikistan, as we've said. With Singapore, their local players have national team experience. Oh, what a run here from the back. Just bringing it up. Takeshi continuing to be that workhorse. The diagonal ball, they'll try to split the defense. It's with Taufik. A little bit too difficult there. That's why the Stags will yield possession back to the Gentle Giants. They'll spread the opposing defense again, as it was with Jaridi. Gadia. Let's remember, Gadia has a yellow. Who are some players we can look out for, of course. There's Rico Andes, who is on the bench for Cebu. He did score at least once in their last two games. Andes, to be precise, he did score a brace in the second leg of their qualifying playoff. Villanueva over to Fati. Fati had the intention to cut in, but in the way, of course, was Amirul Adli. Liddell got thread the needle, Abusi. Options right and left. Opted to hit the brakes for a moment. We'll go for Kutoido Zona again, or Fati. Villanueva from Victor Luis. Liddell. So the Brazilian midfielder again. Just ran into two Stags. There is a great recovery or effort from Amirul to get it back. Here comes Korsame taking it. But we saw that was already over and out. That spell with the ball ending for Cebu. Let's see how Tampines Rovers will perform now with his roll of the dice. Taufik. Someone, of course, we could see off the bench for the Stags. There's Trent, who's coming off a brace in that last game of theirs, but it was at the local level. Koya and Hide too. Will it be another goal from Hide to possibly give them a cushion? Let's remember, Hide has one already in this game, as is the case for Fox. That's how Tampines have this 2-1 lead at the moment. The lone goal of Cebu coming from this man, Abusi, currently with possession. He tried to go for the 1-2-1, but that was overhit by Esrom. Just 4 minutes in, much has happened already. Both teams looking to carry on that high energy. Great turn there from Sarfula as they got it out wide now. Takeshi playing it. Takeshi will try to get that extra option, the overlap. Shot from Chu. This one is also no good, but both teams getting some shots up. Takeshi again, showing no signs of being hindered by any fatigue. And over the course of this game, he's still able to give that 110%, despite of us already being pretty much at the halfway mark of the game. Speaking of Takeshi, getting this ball forward. Which already did see it was out already. Fati, shirt pulling again. That was with Fati and Amirul. Gadia. It was intercepted by Shah. There's a foul right there. This one will go back the way of Tampines in yellow and black. They ought to slow it down now. It's that patient game. We've seen this earlier also. They do have the luxury of also managing this game a little bit, given that they have this lead, a slim one though. If we will be seeing another goal in this game, the next goal will be the most important one. Another goal for Tampines will give them a cushion. Another goal for Cebu will get this game back in level terms. Every game counts here again in the Shopee Cup. If you want to oversimplify things, you have to win every game in hopes of making it to the knockout stages, the semifinals. The competition is fierce here again. This showcases ASEAN's National League champions and cup winners. Just a cut above the rest when you talk about the region. It's a foot race now. Abu C trying to get this one away from Sega. The initiative from Fati to throw it in quickly. Showing his shiftiness. The Stags have definitely done their homework and scouting here. There's less of that uncertainty now because both teams got to study one another already. Korsame. Dangerous ball in, but it was headed by Amirul. It's Amirul Adli. Remember, we have two Amiruls again, one for Cebu and one for Tampines Rovers. This one is out of play because of Esrom. Coach Glenn Ramos looks on. Still much up for grabs here. A big thank you again for joining us for this evening's Shopee Cup action. There was promising play, but Shah, the midfield man, on a mission. Counter-attack time now as he surveys. Just runs into that brick wall. And cleared off. Will the defense collect with Fox? They're showing their great ability with the ball and their chemistry. A good number of Japanese players again in the starting 11 of Tampines Rovers. With Cebu FC, come to think of it, they do have two Australian players who are on the pitch. There is Esrom, of course. There's also Kamis. A foul given up once more. And let's remember, the first 15 minutes in the second half always vital. It's that opportunity or prime opportunity for players to execute their adjustments. that were made in the dugout. Cebu just inviting some pressure. Tampines playing the patient game. This could pay off for either side. Shazwan. Yeah, for the long ball. That was a delightful stop from Camis and fantastic ball control. Villanueva. Amirul. It's back here with Jaridi. Liddell. Slide this one over to Liddell on Villanueva. Let's see if Villanueva will be able to make the most of this start. He did see quality minutes off the bench in their last outing again, as we've said. Liddell trying to get it to the other side. Astrom has been all over the place also. Got to win in the throw-in. This is Kajamirul now for Cebu. They're getting those combinations, but it's always going to be tough. Tampines now unleashing themselves on the counter. Options left and right, even extra options in the center with Saifullah. It's wide to Tafik. Joel, he'll knock it back. Amirul Adli. Shuya thought about it. They're going to opt to cycle this one. They saw some space with Takeshi, especially with the way he's been effective in this game. The pace now just slowing down a bit. Maybe both teams settling down. And when you look at some history also, this is the first meeting between these two clubs. And Tampines founded in 1945, while you do have Cebu FC, founded in 2020 over the pandemic. Cebu immediately, in their young history, are able to go to the international level already. As Fatih approved of that effort, the intention there again, execution just a bit off. Villanueva being overly physical. We are aware that he's that physical type of player. Too much physicality from Villanueva. That's why Tafik did win that foul for them earlier. Fox to Takeshi. But now it's Tampines with execution going a bit off. Both teams gifting possession to one another. We're nearing the 1 hour mark already. 15 minutes into the second half. Liddell. Well, here's the pressure. Things looking tough for Cebu. They're causing all sorts of havoc there on the back line. Villanueva trying to go for the long ball. As these combinations working wonders now for Tampines, as there's some commentators curse and leads to this counter. But Joel now will try to stabilize the ship for them. It's Group A action again in the ASEAN Club Championship Shopee Cup. A big thank you for joining us on this Wednesday evening again. We did have a 71% chance of precipitation in this game, but we did get the rains earlier throughout the day and right before warm-ups. That just cooled things down here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium in Manila. No issue here or challenges of sorts for Tampines playing on artificial turf again, given that they do have artificial pitches in Singapore. Cebu did extract every ounce of home field advantage in the last game of theirs against Kasuka FC. Takeshi again knocked it to their midfield. If we break down or run through the tiebreaker protocol, head-to-head will be the basis again should two teams be tied in the standings at the end of the group stage. Well, here comes this cutback. And Gadia and Amirul just putting in a shift to get that out. It was a close one there, a near gift to Tampines. Here's a look at that spell. Taufik, a dangerous ball. Hidi, I believe, wanted to be the creator. The referee just had to oversee things on the throw-in. Play able to continue. They try to stretch that defense now with the high press. Shazwan gifting it back. Kamis. He does make it look easy, of course, with his fantastic control of the ball. Couldn't find Gadia here. He just knocks it back as they want to get numbers up in unison. Fair play here to Shaz. He did see that Abusi was down in the ground and shaken up. Gotta credit Tampines here for the fair play. Abusi able to get back on his feet. And we are going to get our first substitutions of the game, and it will be for Coach Akbar Nawas. And Koya and Glenn will enter.
Rovers. Player number 13, Sopato. Replaced by player number 11, Glenn Quay. Substitution for Tampines Rovers. Player number 20, Saifullah Akbar. Replaced by player number 88, Koya Azam.
So Taufik and Saifullah will call it a day after almost an hour of action. And Glenn and Koya are in the game now. With those changes, of course, we'll try to add some offense. Koya on midfielder, he has experience in the J-League level. That's in J-League 1 and 2. A big boost here for the Stags this season. And they tried to go for that instant impact with the fresh legs of Glenn. But it just went wide for a throw-in. It's Cebu FC again, the Gentle Giants in the all red. They're playing from right to left currently with possession. Tampines Rovers FC, the Stags, are in their yellow and black. Korsame just blew by. That's despite of the hold from Adley. But the low cross was stopped easily from Shuya. That one just injecting some energy into the Cebu attack and into the crowd. That energy from the crowd could just drive them again. Victor Luis. Difficult debut for Luis as Gadia gave it to the other side to Esrom Paulos. Speaking of Esrom Paulos, he's trying to work his magic inside the box. Too much numbers there, making life difficult for him. Now it's Koya. Just the composure of the ball from Koya. You can see he has that high level. And now with Glenn. On that burst of speed, the fresh legs. The connection here from the subs. Villanueva wanted offside there. Well, here's the cross. And it was stopped by the back line. And with that Cebu stop, and there's a call that will go the way of the Gentle Giants. Is it going to be that defense to offense effort for Cebu? Both teams have been able to settle and get that confidence with the ball. We are also expecting a sub for Cebu FC. They're just sorting out their paperwork with the fourth official. Here they go now with Koya Kazama. He's on the overlap. Well, they shoot from distance, but not a problem for the veteran keeper again in Rami Jeridi. Abusi. He appears to be okay after getting a bit shaken up. Victor Luis. Couldn't find options in the midfield. Had to get it to Villanueva. Corsame. He's been able to give some life here to Cebu on the wing. Rounding his man. Gets hit from behind. And Corsame wins the foul. And then it's a yellow for Sega. Papu Corsame able to deliver. Well, he took a hard fall to the ground. It will be a Cebu free kick. One of the closest free kicks so far in this game. Majority of them actually coming from the midfield. That fall's gotta hurt with the artificial turf too. Well, here was that spell. Papu getting past one or even more than two players before getting clipped right outside of the goalkeeper box. Although he does play for Cebu FC, he is from Manila. When we talk about Corsame, confirmation the yellow one's more of Sega. We've seen a number of those yellows in this highly physical game. Here's those subs that we were talking about earlier. You see Leo Makiling lining up along with Bolchol Boltong. Daniel Gadi, the co-captain will call it today along with Brian Villanueva. It's not essentially a like-for-like change with Brian Villanueva stepping off. Villanueva is a defender, Makiling is a midfielder. So who will slot in at the back? We could speculate, but all of that will be sorted out right after this free kick from a delightful area. The Stags got some of their attacking opportunities denied. And it's Cebu who managed to sort things out and bring the ball up for this. There's the run from Fati. The shot though from Mesram that just sailed over the bar. Paulos Esrom pictured there. Came also close. But Cebu still with this, a mountain to climb, you could say. It's BG Tampines Rovers FC with the advantage, as you see in the scoreboard. Thanks to that 2-0 cushion earlier, the Stags do have a cushion. I say 2-goal cushion because they were up 2-0 again in the first half, as we mentioned. With that 2-0 cushion, it was trimmed to 1 because Abusi did get to score off that corner kick earlier. They found him for that header. Adjusted well. Now it's with Shah again. rattled around in the midfield, especially off of Victor Luis. Abu C. That's Leo Makiling to chase now. Makiling, a player, of course, from Cebu, getting that opportunity to represent his hometown. Shazwan wanted this one down on the ground. Oh, just a clinic there from the Japanese connection. Speaking of the Japanese connection, is it Takeshi out wide, playing it to Joel. Joel, one of their local players though. Well, Liddell clears this one off. They concede a corner. I believe the Liddell wanted to handle that in a better manner when it comes to decision making, or when it came to decision making. Rami Jaridi still applauded that effort. What's important in their perspective was that they did not come up or give an opportunity to the opposing side. Talking about opportunities, there will be another sub here for Coach Akbar Nawas. Less than 20 minutes and change remaining right here in the game. Here comes the corner kick. A body took a fall, but the keeper managed to get it. And Jaridi did take a hit there. And that's why it is a yellow card. You could see the intention to slow him down. I believe he also made the most out of that one. There was that yellow card again. We've seen a number of those. And it's just the first day of your Shopee Cup group stage action. I believe our referee is just having a word here with his VAR crew. Video assistant referees again. VAR continuing to be a staple in the ASEAN level in the different competitions. The game, of course, continuing just to grow leaps and bounds here. Let's remember, of course, the Shopee Cup features ASEAN's top clubs. And in this case, you're seeing Cebu in Tampines. Some big Cebu, of course, one of the big guns from the Philippines, as is the case for Tampines Rovers. But first, we have our changes that are being made for the Stags.
Substitution for Tampines Rovers. Player number 5.
Irfan Najim just stepped on the pitch now. Trent Buhagyar will also make his way in.
Player number 19, Joe Chu. Player number 12, Trent Buhagyar.
So we did get to confirm also that Joel did step off, as is the case with Amir Oladli. It's those changes now that could just spell the difference. When we talk about differences, it was Glenn who almost got his way through. Glenn was also inserted into the first half earlier. He was getting feisty in the midfield. They found some space in the wing. Liddell versus Glenn. Trying to get it. Koya almost came up with that spectacular turn, but ran into Bolchol Boltong. So 2-1 is the scoreline. All goals coming from the first half again. BG Tampines getting goals courtesy of Hide and Fox, while Abu C again allowed the Gentle Giants to trim that lead to just 1 goal. And as we mentioned earlier, the next goal could be the most important one. That is, if we get a goal from either side. Things should also end status quo with the way we started off the second half, but that advantage clearly going the way of the visitors who are from Singapore. Tampines again on that high after upsetting Lion City Sailors to win the Community Shield back home. That was a statement 4-1 win. And no surprise, of course, because he did come away as a goal scorer in that game and has 1 also tonight. It was Trent who did lead the way. Trent Buhagyar, who just came off the bench. And Trent did bag a brace in that win of Tampines over LCS. The other goal scorer, just to break things down for them in the previous game, was also Koya, who's been in the game or in this contest as of late, as a sub also, as opposed to getting the start in that previous match of theirs. Takeshi receives this one. With Abu Sido scoring, or with Abu C scoring, of course, Cebu FC have been handed a lifeline. And if they are looking for goals, one player could also be Paulo Esrom. And with Esrom, he did also score in the last game, and he was involved in that goal earlier of Abu C. Well, here's a shot taken that had plenty of power and height, but it was to no avail by Hire. And that shot was absolutely wide. A ricochet of a man, it ended up becoming a throw-in. Here comes Koya, space to shoot, was challenged. Well, it's into safe hands again of Jaridi. Jaridi and his defense managed or able to get their act together, but after letting in 2 goals in the first half. Well, yes, we are in the early stages of the Shopee Cup. When you look at things in the perspective of Cebu, you want to bag these results immediately. It's hard to come by points and victories in this competition again, as we've said. But with Tampines, it's so far so good for them. See, getting it from Esrom, shoots. But definitely out and about here for Abu C as he was trying to go for his second of the evening. We've seen plenty of that, of course, from Shazwan. Trying to switch it up now. Acres of space given at Cebu. Try to press. Yamarul getting beaten. Numbers here not looking good though, but they managed to drill it in. 2 and 4, not a problem for Tampines. But the linesman said it was offside. In spite of our linesman saying that this one is offside, I believe we are getting a check. The crowd, or the home side, of course, in the crowd, taking that lifeline. It may look good in this perspective, though. Our linesman clarifying where the offside took place. But our referee is still having a word with his video assistant referees. VAR checks again are implemented for these big scenarios. It's that weight again. It's always dramatic, of course, when eyes are on the referee. As fans, players, team officials, team staff await the final decision. Things get more intense, of course, as every second ticks by during a VAR check. We're nearing the 80th minute already. But should that be good and deemed as a goal, Tampines will eventually push their cushion back to 2 goals. That will possibly put it away for them in this difficult away game. And after all, 1 game so far for Coach Akbar Nawas in his second stint with Tampines. So far, it's 1 win. It is second game now in charge. Is it going to be 2 wins in as many games? We are mentioning this because the Shopee Cup is always that massive test. It's a higher level as compared to the different local games back home. And we have the signal from our referee. No goal here. And that call earlier for offside will stand. And it's a VAR check here going the way of the home side. That's what got the crowd pumped up. Well, Abusi pumped up himself, perhaps too much. Too much excitement, too much energy. As that ball was definitely not framed. You could see it from his reaction. He knew it. You also have to applaud that continuous effort from the Stags to play it from the back. They definitely have the belief in one another and in their respective technical abilities when we talk about the players as individuals. Cebu, it's another test of character for them. They entered the second leg again in the qualifying playoff, down 2-1. They have 9 minutes remaining in their first group stage game in the Shopee Cup. They're down by the same scoreline. Hide gets called for the foul here, clipping Victor Luis. Hide sends his apologies, no malice there. They were just playing hard and trying to go for the ball. But for Tampines again, they want to continue that momentum. They want to carry on that momentum from their local level performance all the way up to the ASEAN level. Makiling, well, it was poked away by Fox, one of the goal scorers again this evening. Kamis moving forward to help the attack. Paulos. A dangerous one, but the keeper gets it. The likes of Makiling and Abusi came close to pouncing on that one. But that's never a question when it comes to Shazwan. Well, I guess I spoke too soon here as his distribution let him down. Korsame gives him that cross. But Takeshi couldn't handle that one. They were saying, or the Stags were saying, it should have been theirs, but the linesman on the other end says that it is a corner kick for Cebu. There's also Jacob Mahler waiting in the wings. He is going to enter the game also in a bit, but first there's this corner kick. Cebu with momentum piling up. The pressure on the Stags increasing. But they played it short. Luis crossed it. Sent back to the wing. But definitely in a higher position. And we have that sub that we were talking about. So Sega will step off for Jacob. We can recall that Jacob did become a favorite in Singapore after scoring an equalizer versus China in the 2026 World Cup qualifiers. That was at home for them. Jacob with plenty of experience in the region. Jacob will look to carry on or finish strong for the Stags. They'll keep up that energy in the midfield. That is definitely their intention. Makiling. That was definitely clean there. Abusi, he's been pivotal. We'll need more from him though to level the score. Here comes Victor Luis, but the shot was blocked. Abusi, space again. Trying to be a bit more patient and hoping for a better opportunity. But the defense just delaying the attack. Irfan Najib on one of those close-up shots. Some extra work here now for them on the defensive end if they want to take the 3 points back home. That will definitely be a better chip going home with the full 3 points. The Stags with that prime opportunity to do so. Corsame shifting. There's Corsame up against Glenn. Corsame getting beaten. Here comes Glenn now. A bit of that holding. And even before the fall, Corsame was judged with the foul. Glenn able to deliver and do his job off the bench. The time here not on the side of Cebu FC. Things going the way of Tampines. Liddell with his ball a bit awkward. The keeper had to head it. It was off of his teammate. Clears it, but it's to the center. And Shah. Given that Tampines had some defending to do, Shah's gotten a bit more quiet, but they've been getting the work together as a team. There's a fall there. Okoya. We thought he wanted to slow it down. Here we go, we are off to the races. But this one clean according to the referee. Back and forth action we go. That was a gutsy slide that you did get to see earlier. No, Kamis. They need to get out of that danger zone. I'm still in shock, of course, from that challenge from Trent Buagyar. I'm shocked because that was a well-timed slide from behind and that allowed him to win possession. And when we talk about Trent, of course, he is an international from Malta. Makiling just surrounded. Corsame trying to give numbers. Abu C. But it wasn't enough there. The possession in the midfield was short-lived for Cebu. And cleared up by Shazwan. Amirul got that first touch. Trent was in the way. Jacob had to play it back. Tampines able to use the space well. But at this rate again, Tampines are nearing an opening day victory. The Shopee Cup group stage. A big thank you again for joining us. And when we say that things here are just getting started, we've seen so much action and we are only in the opening day. Expect things to get better match day after match day. These are the top clubs again in the ASEAN level. Shopee Cup gets to feature ASEAN's top football clubs. Kami slid it over. Another fine performance for him when you talk about effort at the back. The scoreboard will define things at the end of the day. Makiling trying to get it back from Abu C. But Shazwan just charged off of his line to douse any hopes of Abu C playing Leo Makiling. Shazwan will just take his time. We are seconds away from getting additional time. There you go. 6 minutes as confirmed by our fourth official. Le Vuong Lin of Vietnam again just confirmed to us that we have 6 more minutes. 6 minutes for Cebu to salvage a point. And 6 more minutes for Tampines Rovers until they could claim this win and take the 3 points back home. Irfan. Shuya. Shuya and Fox have definitely put in a shift this evening. Tampines just bringing it up now. They're depriving the Gentle Giants of any opportunities to equalize. A goal here could just put the cherry on top for the Stags. Goal difference again may play a factor in the long run. A collision here between Corsame and Glenn. Both players shaken up, but our referee says it will go the way of Cebu, the team in red. Our goal scorers again at the moment. There's Hide and Fox for Tampines Rovers, and there is Abusi for Cebu. All goals coming in the first half. Here's that collision between the two. And it's a foul against Glenn. But should this result stick? There are positives when you take a look at the performance of Cebu. They managed to score against a high-octane team or a very talented team. They want to change that again. They want to rescue a draw or a point at the least. But here comes the cross. And Makiling could not get to it. But somehow Liddell wins it. He's in the middle. Abusi lobbing it. Fati. This ball just looped out of the area. And our referee says it will go to Shazwan for a goal kick. Well, for BG Tampines Rovers, they're on the verge of getting this done, of course, but there is no clean sheet for them to take home. But other than that, they are continuing to showcase their firepower, their cohesion too as a team, not just in defense, but also in offense. Abusi running into Jacob. The latter not happy with that. Jacob again got the tough task of helping them see this one through at the end. But here's the cross that was denied. But just with the snap of a finger, this one up now, deep in the left wing for Paulos and the Gentle Giants. Both sides saying it's theirs. Trying to get into the minds, or trying to get into the head of our referee. And the time continues to tick a little over 2 minutes remaining in additional time. It's going to be Kaja Mirul. It seems they're going to go for the long throw. He just gets a towel at the last minute. And this long throw could just come out like a cross. Gentle Giants, or a number of Gentle Giants, will try to head that home. The Stags will try to send this out of the danger zone. Here comes the throw. And stopped by the defense. Corsame sent it to the middle. It rattles around now. Bodies all over the place. It goes to the feet of Victor Luis. It's with Amirul. Amirul with a late slide or challenge. Some frustration, some desperation from Amirul. And they could just get that throw in back or that spell. They definitely take that opportunity by the horns. And there is the slide from Amirul, flooring Hide. And before we continue play, our referee is double checking things again with his VAR officials. But we have less than a minute remaining now. once we get to the 6th minute of additional time, it will be in the hands of our referee. But Tampines on the verge of sealing an opening day victory. That is an opening day again here, to be precise, in the Shopee Cup. Some high-level action again, as this is ASEAN's Premier Club Championship. With the desperation of Cebu bringing the ball up quickly, they were able to get another throw in. Corsame, will he give that early cross? Almost ran out of options, but it just went to an opponent. It's wide now to Fati. They're gonna try to shut him down. But stopped well here and collected by Glenn. Abu C, with some stroke of magic, wins it. Corsame from distance, but it was off of Jacob's head. It'll be a throw-in again. We are 30 seconds past the 6th minute. All eyes will be here on Kad Jamirul. Also on our referee, as we are nearing full time. Or we are nearing the full-time whistle, to be precise. We're all geared up for the finish. It's been a close one all throughout. Here comes the long throw, more distance now. Stopped by the team effort. Luis got his pocket pick, counter-attack time now. And the Stags might just get another goal to just seal this one through. Here they go, just like that. Game, set, match. What a goal on the counter. Trent sealing the deal. You could see the frustration on the other side. Definitely some words of frustration from the captain, Corsame. Trent again coming off a brace in that previous game back home. Getting a goal of his own now in the Shopee Cup. It's to make the score 3-1. It was a foot race here. We were talking about the teamwork of Tampines. Teamwork on the defensive end. As a unit, that allowed them to just get things in the counter and expose Cebu, given that the Gentle Giants had to throw their numbers forward in hopes of searching for an equalizer. That pretty much seals the result. They kick off the game again. And there you have it, folks. The full-time whistle from our referee. A goal at the death. The score was 2-1 at the halftime mark. And Tampines just managed to keep their act together. They got to weather, or had to weather, the challenges, the storms thrown at them. And all that hard work, the grinded out effort, allowed them to put the cherry on top. They had to bring home not just the 3 points, but a 3-1 result. Handshakes at the end of the day, you gotta love the solidarity here in the sportsmanship between our two teams competing. They gave their all. They put up a show right here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. But we have confirmation again. Tampines Rovers FC 3 and Dynamic Herb Cebu FC 1.
You gave it all. You gave it your all here out here today. How would you describe the energy on the pitch? How would you describe your energy on the pitch?
Very happy. One goal, I can one goal. So to help of the team. So teammates, thank you so. I said.
Okay, thank you. All done? All done, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Paps. Dali na naman tanong mo, Paps. How do you think this performance reflects Cebu FC's character as a team?
Actually, the performance right now, sobrang tough talaga kasi ito yung first game namin sa group stage. Talagang big love sa mga kalaban namin. Good pa rin sa boys kasi talaga nag-perform, binigay namin lahat. So, bawi lang next game. Thank you so much.